Hello again, everybody. It's me, Marcus, and I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Anesthetize. Anesthetize. Like anesthesia, I'm assuming. Anesthetize by Porcupine Tree. It is a live version from their performance in Tilburg. Now, I kind of fast-tracked this one because I had so many requests for this song after doing Arriving Somewhere But Not Here, which was an amazing song, by the way. I have been listening to that song like every day since I did that review. I mean, oh man, such a great song. And so I'm really, really excited to get to this one. Porcupine Tree blew me away with the first song I had ever heard by them, and so I'm really hoping good things for this one. And many of you were saying this is a great song. I mean, I got so many requests for this one, and so many of you said do it live. You know, listen to the live version. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. Apparently, a lot of you say that they are just as good live as the studio album, which is always an amazing feat in my opinion. So I'm really excited to hear this one. Just like the last one we did by them, this is a long song. This is 17 minutes. So hopefully you're ready to kind of strap in and go 17 minutes with me here. But, you know, in the last song, 12 minutes long, they really kept the song interesting and fresh the entire time. So I'm hoping they can do the same here. With a little bit of a longer track. So anyway, hey, let's listen to it. Anesthetize by Porcupine Tree. Let's jam.
through the stars like zombies. Well, what is the point? What can money buy? My hands on a gun and I find the range. God tempts me. Well, what did you say? Think I'm passing out. Only empathy, all the pills in me, it's all in me, all in you. Electricity, all the pills in me, it's all in me, all in you. Only MTV, God philosophy. Only empathy from the pills in me. It's all in me, all in you. Electricity from the pills in me. It's all in me, all in you. Only MTV, cat philosophy. Thank you, Tilburg. Thank you.
Wow. There was a lot to like about that song. For me, though, I think the part that really stood out to me was when they got heavy. I love me some heavy music, and that was just man, it was awesome. It was awesome. After listening to "Arriving Somewhere But Not Here," I was expecting, especially with this longer song, a lot of transitions, a lot of change ups to keep it interesting. And so I feel like as I was listening, I was sort of waiting and kind of anticipating those change ups. And when they came, they did not disappoint. At the beginning of the song, it was sort of this creepy, spacey sort of vibe to it, which I think worked really well to introduce you to the song. And then, boom, they hit you with a much faster-paced, harder tone. And then they kind of, for the end of the song, slow it down, which I really enjoyed throughout. That's what I've always said. If you're going to make a song that's longer than, 8 minutes, you got to keep it interesting. You have to throw in some transitions. You have to mix up the style throughout. I think they did that beautifully in "Arriving Somewhere But Not Here." I think they did it wonderfully here in Anesthetize as well. So I got a lot to say about this song. We're already 20 minutes in because the song was so long, so we're just going to keep going. I got a lot to say here. Let's start with the lyrics. So, a good impression of myself, not much to conceal. I'm saying nothing, but I'm saying nothing revealed. I simply am not here, no way I should appear happy. Stop whining, please. Because of who we are, we react in mock surprise. The curse off, there must be more. So don't breathe here, don't leave your bags. To me, he's sort of talking about living this sort of fake life, it's a good impression of himself. He sort of puts on a face, puts on a mask. He feels maybe he's not allowed to simply be who he is. And so I simply am not here. No way I should appear happy. Stop whining, please. The dust in my soul makes me feel awake in my legs, my head in the clouds, and I'm zoning out. I'm watching TV, but I find it hard to stay conscious. I'm totally bored, but I can't switch off. So I think a big part of this song, it's called Anesthetize, as like anesthesiology, or like the act of putting someone to sleep using medicine or what have you. And so I'm wondering if it's talking about how our culture, or even just TV, electronics, are sort of an anesthetic to us. They basically make us numb, unconscious. But it's interesting here. I'm watching TV, but I find it hard to stay conscious. The TV is like putting him basically to sleep. I'm totally bored, but I can't switch off. But I think this is more of a numbness as far as the unconsciousness. It's like he's just. There's a reason they call it the idiot box, right? He's staring at it, and it's just mesmerizing him in a sense. Only apathy from the pills in me. It's all in me, all in you. Electricity from the pills in me. It's all in me, all in you. Only EMP TV, COD philosophy. I think it's interesting, Again, I think it's talking about how, and maybe it goes beyond TV. Maybe it applies to our everyday electronics as well. But they are basically, I guess he's talking about how they're in all of us. They basically penetrated our minds here, and it's sort of taking control of us, and we've just felt apathy at this point, which is pretty true. We're lost in the mall, shuffling through the stores like zombies. What is the point? What can money buy? So it's not just electronics. I think it's a bigger criticism on consumer culture. I think is what it's saying here. My hand's a gun and I find the range. God tempt me. What did you say? Think I'm passing out. Now, when I heard that part, I was like, I'm not entirely sure what he's talking about. I wonder if maybe he's tying in gun culture with consumer culture. I'm not entirely sure here. Only apathy from the pills in me. It's all in me, all in you. Electricity from the pills in me. It's all in me, all in you. Only EMP TV, COD philosophy. All the apathy from the pills in me. It's all in me, all in you. Electricity from the pills in me. It's all in me, all in you. Water so warm that day, water so warm that day, I counted out the waves. I counted out the waves as they broke in two. The water so warm that day, I was counting out the waves, and I followed their short life as they broke on the shoreline. I could see you, but I couldn't hear you. You were holding your hat in the breeze, turning away from me in this moment. You were stolen as black across the sun. Water so warm that day, water so warm that day. I counted out the waves. I counted out the waves as they broke into shore, as they broke into shore. Huh. Yeah, no idea. To me, it reads as sort of, like I said, a commentary or a criticism on consumer culture. But at the same time, it could just be about a bad drug trip, honestly. Like, I feel like just from what little I know about this band so far, I don't know if they're the type of band to just write about a bad drug trip. I feel like they're a band that maybe has a little bit more to say than that. Again, that's from what from what I barely know about this band. I really don't know too much. I'm kind of clicking through some links here, trying to see if there's any sort of explanation. Interesting. Song can be split into 3 sections. Yeah, I got that. I definitely noticed that. Yeah. Oh, cool. The song's first section features a guitar solo by Alex Lifeson of Rush. Oh, was that him in the concert? I wonder if it was just another. He looked kind of young to me, so I kind of doubt it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Wikipedia doesn't help me with the meaning, so I'm kind of just going off of my meaning here, which I thought was fine. I think the lyrics were pretty neat. They kept me interested, and again, they seem like one of those bands that has something to say. So here I am, like, stewing the lyrics in my brain, which I always like. I love when a song can make you think about what they're trying to say lyrically. So I give it 2 thumbs up there lyrically. Instrumentally, there's a lot to take in here. I will say one thing I really noticed about this song, I think it had to do with the cinematography of this concert, was the drums. I love that first shot where it was like focused in on one drum head and then focused on another and then another, and I was like, whoa, that's kind of cool. That's a really cool shot. And I think because of that, I was really keyed into the drums all song. So which I thought was kind of cool. I think the drumming throughout was very good. One thing I noticed is that every single instrument sort of had its place, and I could actually, like, very clearly hear every single instrument and see what part it was playing. I could hear the bass, the drums, the keyboard, the guitars. Everything sounded great throughout the song. So this was one of those kind of top to bottom where it just sounded great. Steven Wilson, I think y'all said, was the lead singer of this one. His voice sounds good. I love the change up he did the first part of the song. It was very, like, droning almost. It was very not monotone, but it was very like this sort of creepy, dark way of singing. And then when they got into the faster paced section, that second section of the song, he kind of changed his voice a little bit. He was singing with a little bit more like in his voice, which I really liked. I liked that he changed up his voice to go along with it. And then, of course, in the third part of the song, he sort of dialed it back and had a more melodic form of singing. I just thought it was great. It was a great use of vocals to transition along with the instrumentation. And speaking of which, love that guitar solo they threw in there. I loved kind of the keyboard that we got here, and I think it added just a nice little touch to the song. But that heaviness section, where they kind of, that middle section of the song, where they really just rocked out the drums, guitar, everything, and they didn't seem out of place going from dark, creepy, slow to like hard and heavy. I really liked that transition a whole lot. Really just a lot to enjoy here instrumentally. I gotta give it 2 thumbs up, honestly. And then as far as replay value goes, look, I'll be honest. Being 17 minutes long is sort of a detriment to the song. I feel like I don't mind listening to longer music. I had a great time listening to this song. But I think, a 17-minute song is not something you're going to want to listen to every single day. At the same time, this song is very proficient instrumentally. The singing is great. The lyrics make you think, and they're interesting. And so I feel like the length of the song is somewhat of a detriment. But it doesn't take away from the song enough for me to say this is a bad song. It doesn't take away from the song enough for me to say that I won't listen to it again, because I'm definitely going to listen to this one multiple times. So it has its place in the playlist. It has its place in the rotation. Just wish maybe it was a little bit shorter, I guess. So I'm going to give it like a 1.5 for replay value. I still think it's great. I still think it's going to get some good plays in my playlist there. So anyway, that's it for the video, guys. I can see why so many people requested this one. Really, really just excellent musicianship throughout. Really enjoyed this one. I'd love to hear more from this band. They kind of got me hooked. I like the progressive style. So if you like the music as much as I did, definitely go support the artist. One place you can check them out is going to be in my Spotify playlist. It's got every single song I've listened to so far on this channel, and it just became 17 minutes longer. And then if you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment. Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.